Hi, folks, and welcome back into some more Boston Red Sox franchise here on the Tisbury 33 Games channel. And got a date with the New York Yankees, as always, and it's Giancarlo Stanton in the top of the ninth. Evan Phillips, a little bit of trouble here. And you just see this alert. Pitcher getting tired, and yeah, he was tired. This is going to split the outfielders. Simpson, even with his extraordinary speed, can't get to it. 1-run score, second right behind him. And it's 2-2, and I start off today 30 seconds in with turmoil because that's just the kind of guy I am, I guess. I don't know. And 0-2 count on Oswaldo Cabrera, and Duran is able to track it down. Go to the bottom of the inning. I've had some struggles with this game lately, and this game in particular showcased it, I think, well, I guess, if well is the word. Again, it takes a while. This is a very big timing game, and I play basically once a week, and I don't really have that timing. It's hard for me to jump in and put good gameplay. If you've noticed, we've had a lot of, 1-run, 2-run, multiple extra innings because I can't score a run type games. So I think after this game, I did push up our sliders a little bit just to help me, A, with the timing window, and B, get some more solid hits. I feel like when I am timing it up finally, I'm popping it up and all that. But just to be transparent, we are Hall of Fame difficulty as we walk two guys as he gets to the Martian and strike his bitch ass out. Looking like a big brain lunatic here, just like AJ Puck is, walking Guerrero and Judge to get to the Martian with bases loaded and keep us at 10-10. But just to be transparent, I did bump the sliders just a tick, nothing crazy. Even in the games I've played past this, we are a little bit better offensively, but nothing too crazy. As here we are, Tristan Casas in the 10th. Just need to get that runner over and we win, and we fail to do it with 3 straight batters. So on to the 12th here. Still 3-3. Bases loaded, 1-2 count, and another strikeout by yours truly. I played this game and then put it down and said, nope. And then I played the rest of this episode like a couple days later. Finally, Connor Wong comes up, smashes a splitter off the monster. We're going to go home happy. But shout out the bullpen. It's been a 3-3 game the entirety. I think each of us scored a run, but only 1 run given up in 4 innings where the runner starts on second base, or 3 innings when the runner starts second base. Pretty good by our bullpen. We do walk it off. We do get it, but again, my real-life frustrations took over. I was able to mash this splitter. Connor Wong, shout out Connor Wong. If you've been noticing on some of the episodes on the bottom ticker, he's been like a top 3 in WAR, top 3 in batting average guy. And shout out Connor Wong, who in real life is kind of losing his spot to Carlos Narvaez, but in this game is firmly entrenched in catcher 1, QB 1, if you will. Look at this. This is the coolest picture of all time. It just might be. We do win. We move over to a game against Detroit. Again, this episode would be pretty heavy. Next episode is going to be a little heavy in moments. But up the middle, Rafael Devers does tie this game 4-4. Is Detroit a really good team? And we're actually going to be playing Detroit after this. And Devers comes through. Bases loaded. Alex Bregman against Alex Lang. The 2-2 pitch is home, and the knuckle curve way ahead of it. Bregman unhappy with his performance with the bases loaded. Can't bust it open, and we stay knotted at 4 apiece. All the way in the bottom of the ninth now, Alex Call batting second today. You see his batting average not great. Does tee off on a fastball. Did time it up, just got a little bit under it, and a little bit too into center field that wasn't able to rattle off the wall. And another extra innings game that we have on tap for today. Evan Phillips is asked to come in, and wild pitch to the backstop. And it's runner on third, no out. How do we get out of this mess? Well, we are getting out of this mess until Garrett Hampson pops up. Juan Yepes out there in right field. That's definitely comforting. But we are able to get out of it without allowing a run. We do give up that wild pitch, but able to only allow 1 more base runner and not move up to score. We keep things tied here. And then, yeah, the one pitch that Tristan Casas makes contact with out of the zone, it's a double play. So now we're looking good. We're feeling good. We're like, all right, we put the last game behind us at a couple of days to reflect. And then 0-2 count with Alex Bregman. Is he going to strike out again? No, he won't, but not a great hit. And we're going on to the 11th. Again, we failed to score in the 10th after keeping our opponent scoreless in the 10th. And you're not going to win many of those games all the time. We did end up being the Yankees that way. Bryan Reynolds, an excellent hitter, is going to dump in front of Yepez. Yepez comes up firing the throw to Bregman, cut off, and it is a score by Garrett Hampson, 5-4. And the Tigers in the driver's seat. Puck out there, gets a swing and a miss on Riley Green. And now we are down by 1 yet again. Can we come back and win against the Detroit Tigers? Well, it'll be up to Christian Campbell, who's hitting .171 with runners in scoring position. Make that average go up. Fastball high, and he sends it the other way, and it's gone. A walk-off home run for Christian Campbell. You love to see it as we do walk it off, but again, we can't keep putting ourselves in these positions. You blank the team in that 10th inning. Go and just win it in the 10th. No reason to keep your bullpen continuing to work. You got to give them a rest at some point. You know, there'll be a couple times in the next couple of videos where it's like, all right, I want to use this guy, but he's not rested because he's been being overworked. But shout out Christian Campbell. He's had some struggles. He's hasn't really found a consistent bat in the majors and picks up a nice walk-off home run. And here we are, the full game against the Detroit Tigers like I promised after beating them in walk-off fashion. We have a nice sunny day at Fenway Park, and our record's almost identical. We have one more win and 2 less losses. But the Tigers, a really good team, even after losing Tarek Skubal. Again, Skubal signed with the Orioles. And they still mighty fine. So they beat us in Game 1. Obviously, the walk-off victory in Game 2. And we turn around quite quickly here for Game 3 in the afternoon. A getaway day for the Tigers. Brian Bayo, the man who doesn't exist. But he's really putting up a nice statistical season this year. 3.88 ERA. Nothing crazy. Nothing dominant. But definitely better than what we've seen from him in this series. And really in real life to this point. Bryan Reynolds chop over to Casas, who flicks to Bayo, and that is going to be it for the first 1-2-3 first inning for El Nino and the Red Sox, and that brings up the starter for the Tigers today. It's Brant Herter, who is absolutely sensational. 1.85 ERA in 63 in the third innings. He so far has a 1-2-3 inning going until, and then it actually concludes with a 1-2-3 inning when Devers swings over the top of the sweeper. So both of us go in order in the first, and we move on to the later stages of this one. Top 3, Javier Baez is going to be the first man to get on base today from either team as Rafaela scoops it up, and it's a single from the 9th spot from Javier Baez. This is coming fresh off of the Javier Baez 2-home run game in real life for the Red Sox that made me want to jump into traffic, so Javier Baez getting a hit here was quite triggering. Colt Keith goes the other way, and it is 2 on, 2 out as Bayo started to lose it a little bit, but does get the ground ball he needs. Campbell, who is just steadily improved at second base each and every day, stops the inning there. 2 hits late, but nothing doing for the Tigers. We're in the 4th inning now, and our first base runner comes after a perfect 9 up, 9 down from Herter. And then Duran gets onto first base, steals a couple of bases, and then Costas can't hold up on the sweeper in the other batter's box. Piss poor performance from Costas. Parker Meadows this time goes right over the head of Bregman. He's gunning for second base, and he will be in there. So a double from Parker Meadows, and they have his first double of the season. And there's Javi Baez hitting 143, and again, this is just really salt in the wound. Again, coming right off of the in real life Javier Baez 2-home run game against the Red Sox. to make that Detroit experience miserable. And it's 1-0 Tigers. Colt Keith out in front of the fastball, way out in front of the fastball. Looks like a hit and run put on. And Wong does get Baez, which made me feel a little warm and fuzzy inside. And then Keith rolls over the changeup, or the sinker that time, excuse me. And Casas is there to put it away himself. So Javi Baez does come in and haunt my dreams some more. Is able to put the Tigers up in front 1-0. And we're still without a hit. Did you see that? We're still without a hit. And not anymore. Rodolfo Castro, one of the best lefty mashers in the game. It's going to be a long single for him. Hit it sharply off the monster, 107 off the bat. But that is our first hit of the ball game, and thank goodness. If I was talking about how I put the sliders in my favor, and look at this. Smoked a sweeper and just right at third base. And I felt like I was getting cheated all day today. But again, if I sit here and say, hey, I changed the sliders, I made the game a little easier for me, and then I got no hit, that would have sucked. Great play there by Campbell as Bayo still on the mound, as that is through 7 for our starter today, and only 1 run given up. We still only have the 1 hit. It's only a 6-hit day for the Tigers so far. We are steamrolling through this one. Bayo back out there for the 8th, and it's Matt Vierling getting a piece of this one off the monster. Duran doing some ballet out there. Does keep Vierling to a single, but a runner on third base. And we really, really need a ground ball. Are we going to get it? Reynolds does give it to us. Casas, Meyer, back to Casas. A 3-6-3 double play. Keeps that run at third base. And we are able to turn 2 and get out of the inning. Bayo through 8 now. Exceptional innings. And great play by our defense. But will our offense come to the office at all today? Alex Call. He's going to start off this inning with a single with 1 out, so we at least get a base runner on, which is good. Our third hit of the day, an extreme offensive explosion, apparently. And then Ceddanne Rafaela, with 1 down, is going to chop it over to first base, but just a very awkward position for Spencer Torkelson to be in. Runs into the pitcher, and Brendan Hanafy can't cover first base, and it's going to go down as a base hit. And then Jarren Duran strides in, trying to beat a season that hasn't been kind to him. When he does get on base, he's been excellent, but only batting .220. And that batting average is going up. We will send Call around, and he will score ahead of the throw, and it is 1-1. Jarren Duran ties things up in the 8th inning, and we have speed on to boot with our big boppers, and it might not be 1-1 for much longer. As Duran, a little river monster celebration. And that will do it for Hanafy here. So Hanafy will come out of the ball game. That will bring in Jason Foley. In 33 games, 35 innings pitched, he has been great. And gives up a circle change that Bregman dumps off the monster. 1 run will score. We will hold Duran into second base as Bregman with a clutch double. He wasn't able to come through in either of the extra inning games we saw in this episode so far, and very frustrated in itself he hadn't. This time, doesn't wait to get to extras, trying to prevent extras with a big swing there. Devers on first base after a walk, and then Casas is going to, unfortunately, again, ground into a very heartbreaking and rally-ending double play as we do take the lead here in the 8th inning, and that sets up Evan Phillips to come in and close the door. Can he do it? We will be asking him, and we actually won't be asking him because we use Phillips so much. Like I mentioned before, we got to turn to Michael Kopech here. We need to give Phillips the day. He had no energy on him, and we do have games after this, so we decided Kopech, who has been awesome for us, is going to come in, and he does give up a hit to Riley Green immediately. So now the go-ahead run at the plate, the tying run at first base with okay speed. Riley Green, not an extraordinary runner, but decent enough. And with that being said, they will put Garrett Hampson in, who is an extraordinary runner. Strikeout on Torkelson. 1 gone in the inning. Runners taking off for second base. Wong gets him! That is a lot of speed eliminated. That is a threat to score eliminated. And now it takes the game time go-ahead run and puts it away, as now it's only the game tying run at the plate. 2-2 count. Paul DeYoung, sit the fuck down. Red Sox pull out the victory, coming from behind and waiting until the 8th inning to even show up to the ballpark, and that's all they had to do. Credit to Bayo, credit to the defense, credit to those outfielders right there, all three of them. It was a hit, and those three guys all in a row did it. Our outfield did it. Call Ceddanne Rafaela, and then Jaron Duran, the tying run. Alex Bregman, the go-ahead and eventually game-winning run, and all it took was 6 hits, 2 runs to get done against a very, very, very good Tigers team. All right, we have a trade. Our offense has not been doing well. Our offense just needs a little bit of a spark, a little bit of a bump. I feel like we can get that with Jordan Walker. So the reason we're going with Jordan Walker, last year had a really, really good season, 33 home runs, 807 OPS, though really the only season of his career which has been marred by getting called up, getting sent down, this, that, back and forth, and we need some help. Chandler Simpson's batting or OPSing like 300. Alex Call just isn't really getting it done. Juan Yepes, we don't really feel comfortable throwing in right field. We really don't feel comfortable throwing Jordan Walker in right field. 99 arm, but only 50 fielding. But what he does have is some power. What he does have is some decent batting attributes. This year, not the best of starts for him. Just a 672 OPS, but automatically a 300 OPS better than what we have going on right now. Right now, a negative .8 WAR player. 5 walks, 19 strikeouts, but does have 2 more years of team control after this. Still have some options as well. Also, what happens is, well, don't we have a logjam now in the outfield again? That's why we got rid of Willie Abreu. Why are we adding more young pieces to our outfield? Well, Jordan Walker can play third base and right field as well. He is listed as a left fielder, so Alex Bregman does decide to walk. We don't decide to bring him back. Maybe Jordan Walker at third base or first base or something like that could be in his future. He's a corners guy. I'm sure he has, he can play first base most likely at 6'6", 250. But all his hitting stats are near the 60 or above. We just don't have that from some of our guys. Has some decent speed with 69 speed as well. Nice. Who are we giving up in this package? Yoelan Cespedes. Cespedes right now, good contact, really good vision, and a good fielder at second base. And then also third baseman, Jimmy Peacock. I could have probably gave up a little bit less, but Peacock being a B potential, kind of want to at least give, in these big trades, if you're trading for an A potential guy or a B potential guy, give at least a potential or a B potential back. That's where it seems fair to me. Cespedes a couple years away. We could have gone away with giving like Alex Benelis, but Benelis sucks. There's no I know Walker's kind of having a down season, why his value is kind of the where it is. But I felt like this was fair. We're giving away Jimmy Peacock and Yoelan Cespedes. We're picking up Jordan Walker. I am all for it. So we did settle on number 55 for Jordan Walker. We kind of looked at his jersey. Wore 22 throughout the minors. So instead of giving 22, which is Whitlock's number, we're going to flip it around. 55. I think that's a pretty cool number. Anyway, right now he's slotted into right field, and we're probably just going to move him to 7th right now, I think, just to start. Marcelo Meyer still kind of figuring out. Connor Wong has been hitting really. Actually, I think he's like 3rd in MLB or in the American League with like 2.4 WAR, so he's actually having like the best year of his career. And it is what it is. So we'll keep Jordan Walker 7th right now, then Campbell Rafaela. Against lefties, he actually hits worse against lefties in game. But even so, I think I'll bump him up a little bit. So he'll hit 7th for us at the moment. Really only deviation in our lineup is against righties. It's Wong, Marcelo Meyer, 5'6". And then against lefties, it's Rodolfo Castro at shortstop for 5. And then Connor Wong at 6. So let's jump into Jordan Walker's first taste of Boston here. So like we mentioned, we just traded for Jordan Walker, and they're already trying to hit the boy. Come on. Yeah, so we traded for Jordan Walker. It was a deal that we just thought needed to be made. I mean, our pitching has really carried us through this part of the season. If we have hopes of winning a World Series, at least getting back to the World Series. Jordan Walker is going to beat out this infield single. This is his first hit as a member of the Boston Red Sox. But we're winning worlds. We're trying to win World Series. Their offense in the outfield just hasn't been producing. Obviously, Ceddanne Rafaela isn't going to give us much, and we know that. What he brings is exceptional and maybe the best center field defense in all of the league. Jarren Duran hasn't had the best of years so far, and obviously Roman Anthony has been sent down because he just hasn't been doing it. Alex Call hasn't been doing well enough. Juan Yepes hasn't been doing well enough. We really don't want him in the outfield. Chandler Simpson was OPSing 300 and something. We just needed something. And Jordan Walker, is he a world beater? No. Does he have the potential to be really, really good for us? Yes, he does. And hopefully a change of scenery helps bring him to just being like a little bit above average bat. That's all we need him to be. Obviously, the strongest arm in the outfield. Not the best fielder out there, and it makes me a little bit weary. Maybe do we move him to left field? Do we put Duran in right field? Because really the right field in Fenway Park, it's two center fields. You need really exceptional fielders in both right field and center field at Fenway Park. Left field, you can get away with putting a beach chair out there for the most part. But for right now, we'll play it as is. We'll have Walker out there. He's athletic enough. He can get to some balls. Obviously, that arm just missed a home run robbery here. And hopefully we can kind of coach him up on how to play right field in Fenway Park. But I'm excited for this. I think the prospects we gave away were fair. Jimmy Peacock, a B potential guy, and the Cardinals aren't ready to go right now. Aren't ready to go tomorrow. Probably won't be able to go on the next day. So giving them a guy who it's going to take a little bit for them to develop and kind of match up their timeline. I thought it ended up working out really, really well. We did give them Vaughn Grissom last year, and they didn't hold on to Vaughn Grissom, so is what it is. So clearly won that trade. That's how we got Brendan Donovan in Boston last year. So we had some rapport with the Cardinals. Obviously, Chaim Bloom running the show there now, so has some love for Boston, I guess, even though everyone hates him, which I don't. I am a Chaim Bloom truther. But either way, that was Jordan Walker's first kind of taste here in Boston. We got the City Connects. The new City Connects finally dropped. My hot take on the City Connects, I like them. That is my City Connects. This is Jordan Walker. We're going to talk a little bit more about him. Obviously, a big spotlight making this trade kind of out of nowhere. In his games with Boston, this is what it's looked like. Not great. So hopefully he can, in front of his new home crowd and some new swaggy uniforms, can elevate his offensive production a little bit. But it hasn't been fantastic for him. But again, my hot take on the jerseys, when they first came out, I thought they were kind of bland. And it was like, okay, like they're not terrible. I do love the yellows. As Tanner Houck could be on the mound. Those are his stats. Very good. I didn't love them originally because they didn't show the numbers. Once they added the numbers, I love the pants. Off jersey alone, jersey is fine. Jersey is okay. Like it's good. Every time I see him, I like him a little bit more. I do like the yellow accents. I do like the pants. I think the pants being white with the stripe all the way up is good. So that is my I give them a 7 out of 10. Between 7 and 8 out of 10. I really like the yellows. I think those are like a 9 out of 10. I think the yellows are super cool with the blue, but I digress. But I will not digress on Tanner Houck being a beast. Is going to strike out C.J. Abrams there. Did give up a couple of hits earlier than that. Luis Garcia, one of the worst fielding second basemen in the league. As Alex Call is in center field, I believe, or left field. Ceddanne Rafaela, I think, is out for a week or two with a strain or a pull of some muscle, hamstring or quad or something. So he is out. Duran moves over to center field and Call to left field. Mitchell Parker is going to be on the mound for the Nationals, and the lefty, a 3.69 ERA. Jarren Duran, 218 batting average. We talked about him not having the best of seasons up to this point, and he will get a base knock into center field, and singles turn the doubles and triples real quick. How quickly? About 2 pitches later, and he is on second base. No problemo as Alex Bregman takes a strike call. He eventually gets out, and Rafael Devers eventually is out on the splitter down and below the knees. Nasty pitch. Tristan Casas, can you please bring Duran in? Please don't strand him at second base. Please, I am begging you. And that's exactly what he'll do. Chopper slowly enough up the middle where A, it allows Duran to score, and B, it just gets through the middle infield, and Tristan Casas puts us on the board first. Adolfo Castro again against lefties, how good he is. He absolutely smokes this one 3-0, green light, but right into the triangle. Center fielder's there to put it away, and we can't add on. But we do get one, and we start the game off leading instead of usually trailing, which we love to do. In the top of the second, Hauk still out there, and it's Tyler Stevenson, former backstop for the Reds, and he starts the inning off with a single dumped right in front of Jordan Walker. And we show that because, Tanner Hauk has to be taken out of the game. Had a finger injury, and we will find out what that is, determine whether it's a break or whatever. It could be out a day, could be out a couple months. And we will find out the severity of that injury after this one. So it's Simeon Woods Richardson, the guy that we come in to just do mop-up duty. It's only his 6th game. We really haven't had many games where we need to use our low relief guys. And again, shout out the game for fixing the logic behind that. Showed this because Jarren Duran, what a job to run that down in center field and keep the runner at first base while doing it. And Brady House misses extra bases by not that much. Then Dylan Cruz, he swings and misses. He either held up or it was paint either way. And then Seaver King. Wow, 2 of the best pitches we've seen Simeon Wood Richardson have as a member of the Red Sox, and absolutely paints them on the corner. Great job by SWR. Garner Wong keeps his hot offensive season going with a 12-6 curveball that he hits right off the top of the monster, and he will be content with 2 bases, just about as much as he could get anyway in a double for Wong, his 11th. Christian Campbell comes in, and he's going to single one up the middle, and Wong will come around to score his 2-0 Boston. So the offense coming to play a little bit earlier than in previous games, and we're up early. Call strikes out and misses, but Campbell will thieve second base as he's in there safely. A strikeout. And now you have a runner in scoring position. For Jarren Duran, he can't catch up to the heat inside, and we will spoil a chance to continue to pile on. So Christian Campbell, he is on second base after his single, then a steal, and that single drove in a run. It's 2-0 Boston Red Sox. Stone Garrett, a real good get in this game if you're playing a franchise and need a budget guy. He has some really good ratings and can really help your team out, and showing it there with a double into the right center field gap. He's on second base with his 12th two-base hit of the season. James Wood, who's probably the MVP of the entire league so far, and he's going to make you pay on mistakes. Jordan Walker is going to watch that one flip over the bullpen, and probably good thing it did because that thing was absolutely scorched, and Wood can run around for a bit if given the opportunity. So I think you saw at the very end, leading the National League at OPS. Eventually finds his way on third base, and then C.J. Abrams able to score him off the sacrifice fly and the RBI, and it is 2-2 Nationals tying up. Stevenson up into left field. Alex Call is there to put it away. So a big inning for the Nationals. They tie things up at 2. And we head up to the top of the 4th inning where it is Jacob Young grounding out into a double play. It's Costas Castro back to Costas, and traffic on the base pass for Wood Richardson, but able to quell that with a much-needed ground ball double play. So we stay at 2-2 apiece, but 8 hits for the Nationals. They're starting to get to Simeon Wood Richardson after that very good first appearance he had. Top 5, James Wood again smokes a ball into center field. Duran didn't know if he wanted to get it off the air or the bounce, so he kind of bounces by him, and Wood all the way into third base, standing up. And again, now we're backs against the ropes yet again. The 4th triple for James Wood, and the guy who is leading the league in OPS. It just continues to get better. and C.J. Abrams lift off to right field, and Walker able to play it off of the wall. Just missed a 2-run home run by maybe 6 inches, and Abrams will settle with a double, an RBI double nonetheless. Tyler Stevenson will strike out and strand the runner at second base, but we vanquish the lead as it's the Nationals taking over here in Boston. 10 hits through 5 innings, 3 runs on their day. No outs, or 2 down for Duran. He's going to maybe start a rally of his own. Like we like to say, singles turn into doubles pretty quickly for Jarren Duran. Are we going to send him to second base here with Bregman up? And you see that lead over at first base. Whew. He's gone. Pitch high on the pitch out, and into center field will keep Duran at second base. The fastest man alive, some are saying. And he's in there with a stolen base, his 19th of the season. And he's off for third base. Bregman gets a fastball just late, however, and Wood is there. Or Dylan Cruz is there. Nope, James Wood is there. Whoever's in right field, they were there to put it away. And we do not score. In the 6th inning, 2 outs as Parker still working, and Wong right back up the middle. We're going to test the arm of the center fielder Young. So it was Dylan Cruz who made that out. And it is Rodolfo Castro into second base. And it is Connor Wong scooting up into second base. And that will do it for Mitchell Parker. So they're going to take him out of the game. We're going to go into the bullpen here in the 6th inning. And we are facing off against Grant Hartwig. 37 games, 39 innings, and has been A-OK. 2-0 count. Jordan Walker, can he become a hero? Have his first big Red Sox moment. Gets a pitch to hit, but right at the third baseman, and strands 2 in scoring position here in the 6th. So moving on, we're going to put in Garrett Whitlock into the game, a 1.34 ERA. He has been absolutely incredible, and maybe on his way to an all-star campaign, and trying to tie things up here as a clean 7th inning. C.J. Abrams the other way. Alex Call there to make the play, and side retired. Garrett Whitlock coming in and giving us much-needed 0 after Simeon Wood Richardson, again, all things considered, not being able to warm up, not being able to get ready, coming in there and giving up 3 runs on like 5 innings or so. Pretty good from what he's expected to do here. It's going to be a very gutsy performance to save that bullpen as much as he did. Cost us the last out of the inning. Garrett Whitlock getting another inning. I think he went 3 innings at the 7th, 8th, and 9th in this one as he is on a fucking roll. Gets the strikeout there and sets up a date with Josh Dalmont, who is 10 of 12 save opportunities, 6 ERA. Batters are hitting .310 if you're a righty and .409 if you're a lefty. Marcelo Meyer, who comes in to face off against Dalmont, puts it to the left, into left field for a single. And Connor Wong, 2 for 3 on the day, slider just ahead of it, and he wasn't able to make the play. Jordan Walker, grounder, first base. They're going to turn it, and that will do it for the game. So we do not, unfortunately, come out and win. We do lose to the Nationals here in a hard-fought victory. But what do you think? We did trade for Jordan Walker. Hasn't really had that big moment yet, but I think he's going to help the offense find its rhythm. We scored early, but then the bats went silent. Shout out the pitching staff again. Another really good game, only giving up 3 runs, and you're expecting to win those games, but we didn't. So Nationals come in. They win this one 3-2, and they lead the series 1-0. So Houck is going to be on the shelf for 1 to 2 months with a torn finger ligament. That is no bueno. No bueno at all. I think, actually, this calls for a real interesting thing right now. Johnny Turner is going to be on the Major League Club. And think about that for a second until I just thought about it. Turner will slot in to be our 3rd guy. His debut will come in Toronto. All right, so before we end this episode, I did promise that we will see a little bit better scouting results after last time. And here is first one. Michael Rusan, the shortstop, second baseman, secondary position shortstop, 6'5", 243. Good God. More just athlete. And he's number 1 on our board. It looks like he's going to have pretty good potential as an 18-year-old. A very interesting player and someone that we've scouted at 95%. Probably someone we can be looking at with that first pick, like we talked about that catcher earlier. So Michael Rusan, interesting cat. As I usually do, we kind of do a full base layer on starting pitchers. Here's how everyone's shaping up so far. No true standouts, really. It didn't look like we got, one of those not ranked guys that we think is going to be super insane. And we're going to be doing individual. It looks like Anthony Yabu, number 1. We're going to go one more time through each position in each region. But for the most part, I'm not really seeing any two standouts here in the starting pitching side of things, like we usually do. Catchers, as we talked about, John and Norman earlier, quarter infielder plus catcher. I mean, I'd be surprised if he's still there at our pick at 30. He's coming here. I mean, this is a guaranteed really good player, 21 years old, real high potential. That's what you're looking for, that potential. Get assets, get bullets, and then if they don't end up playing for your team, then you can then just divvy them around and get players that can play for your team. Again, if you look at the bottom right-hand quarter, 86 overall is well above average. At the minimum, unless this has one of those big skews, he's going to be well above average when he reaches his potential. So very interested in John Norman, probably going to be a Red Sox. First baseman that we like, Tory Miller. Looks like maybe a second round pick we could probably get. Looks like he's going to have really good potential as well, 81 to 91 range. Again, these 21-year-olds, it's easy to scout just once a week. Looks like the bat is going to be well-rounded and decent with more of a power upside, which is good from first base. We don't really have a first base prospect that we look at as the next guy. I don't anticipate getting rid of Casas, and probably he's in line for a long-term deal soon. But a guy like Tory Miller, we can add to that first base. I think we grabbed a guy who's like 46 overall big potential. This guy's probably going to be a little bit better in both of those categories. Another guy we have fully scouted, Tom Hagen, our 14th ranked prospect. So a backup for that number 1 selection. Again, really good potential. Looks like a really good vision, discipline. Probably going to have really good clutch, really good contact. Just like the kind of standard high contacts, high vision, discipline, clutch, low power, and fielding and speed can be variables. That's what this guy looks like, and those are winning ball players. Those are ball players that you can flip if you need to, and so second base looks like he has a couple options for us if we want to take it. Fernando Pinto, a guy we just finished up, an 18 or 19-year-old third baseman. Again, looks like super high contact, especially against lefties. Good vision power, vision discipline. Good arm accuracy, kind of just like what we saw in Hagen, but just on the lower level. Only an 84 capped potential. Maybe a guy if he falls, but it looks like he's going to be a little bit too rich for my blood. He's with the 28th ranked prospect, only our 49th. Another guy we're working on is Reese Palmeiro. I think I'm comfortable with giving this the end here. It looks like at the minimum he's going to be a borderline starter, but we have 117th on our board, maybe a third pick. 4th pick potentially once we get down to that 100 overall pick. But a guy that we like, again, look at the potential. Don't really take too much into account the numbers. Those will change with training, and those will change with how they play on the field. Maybe the present base, maybe you want to look at that. Not going to have too much power from the hot corner, but decent arm, decent accuracy, decent speed. And again, those plate skills and contact look like they're going to be in a good place. And Reese Palmeiro could potentially be a play later on in the draft. And that's all we have for scouting right now. We'll be back in a couple episodes to kind of take a look at how the board has gone through as well. And we will see you next time. Well, actually, let's wrap up the video right now. So when we return, we come back, it will be Johnny Turner's Major League debut in Toronto. And we've been beating up on the Blue Jays, 16-1, 21-5. We ended up winning that Washington series, and we are 42-25 right now, first in the American League East, and really having that first true dominant season, at least out of the gate. Need to keep that up. Looking around the league as well, Detroit really good. A few games over 500. The Orioles are really good. And actually, when do we play the Orioles next? That's going to be a real important series when we get there. Some at the end of July, right by the trade deadline. Then a 2-game set in August. And then that's it. So we have 6 more games against Baltimore left. Rest of the league, Astros are really good. Rangers are pretty good. In the National League, obviously, we just played the Nationals, who are the number 1 team in the East very weak in the National League. The Central has 2 real good big players in the Pirates and the Cubs, with the Brewers hanging on there. And then the Dodgers, 48-19 ahead of everybody. The Giants, really, really good. And look at the Rockies. They need me out there running that team. But Diamondbacks also in contention. The wild card race looks like this in the National League. It's Giants, Pirates with a nice lead over the Brewers. And then the Diamondbacks, Braves, Phillies all within a game and a half, with the Mets 3 games out on that edge. We'll see how that race comes out through July. Orioles and Rangers, a lead over the Twins, your 3 American League wildcard teams as of right now. Yankees, Guardians, and the Royals, Athletics starting to really, really, really slide. Looks like there's going to be a lot of fire sales in the American League, not a really great American League. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8 of the 15 teams over 500 at this point. And the teams under 500 are a good bit under 500. We will see you next time with more Red Sox franchise here on Tisbury 33 Games. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next time.